heard about the war on coal. I have, but is it really a war? Here's what we know. Up to 200 coal-fired plants are expected to close, with some major companies like Duke Energy saying it is all because of EPA regulations. A coal miners union says it's not endorsing President Obama this time around, and many say the state of the coal industry will be a big factor in this year's election. Here's the question. Are the plants closing and job losses due solely to government regulations, or is the industry just shifting to cheaper natural gas? With me now is Tom Borelli, Freedom Works Senior Fellow. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thanks for having me back.
You know, as you know, I've covered the energy industry for a long time, and I do think the EPA hates coal. But I'm not sure if the transition that we're seeing right now is a result of that or because natural gas is so plentiful and cheap.
Well, both are playing a factor, but by far the driving force is the EPA's war against coal.
How do you know that?
Well, first of all, President Obama, before he was elected, the last election time, he said you could use coal, but under this cap-and-trade plan, utilities would likely go bankrupt. He tried cap-and-trade, that failed. Then he's using the EPA, but he's using EPA after EPA. Look, from cradle to grave, they're trying to bury the coal industry. You can't get a mining permit. In fact, Arch Coal had a water permit pulled during an active mine. Then they're making more expensive for utilities to use it with the regulations. They're trying to regulate the coal ash, and you can't build a future coal plant because of the greenhouse gas rule. From cradle to grave, there's no coal industry.
At the same time, I've seen ads that he's running in Ohio saying that he is a friend of the coal industry.
He's lying.
But does that get any traction? I mean, do people see that and believe it? It has stats in it. I mean, I've watched it online, and it seems like he's quoting real things.
The stats are what you said in the introduction. Look at what these utilities are saying when they're closing plants. We're closing these plants, Duke Energy, because of EPA regulations. American Electric Power, we're closing because of EPA regulations. First Energy, we're closing because of EPA regulations. Plant after plant is closing because of the EPA. They have their boot against the coal miners' throat, and it may be political payback.
Okay, so what do coal miners, they buy there's a war on coal, or do they think it's natural gas? I mean, do they really blame the president for this?
Oh, absolutely. That's why you're not seeing the coal miners union coming out and endorsing Obama. They did the last time. They learned their lesson. Over the weekend, my wife and I were at a rally with coal miners from West Virginia that drove to Ohio to lobby their neighboring state to, vote for future President Romney.
Are they endorsing President Romney, or are they just
not endorsing? Well, the union is a union. Remember, it's a hierarchy. But the rank and file union and non-union coal miners are, I think, going to go for Romney. And also, we met someone from a railroad. Railroads get up to 30% of their revenue from coal. Now, those stocks are being hit. So a lot of blue-collar union jobs are on the line, and these people are worried about their jobs.
See, I agree with you that it's a problem. I'm just not sure that the message is getting all the way through. I mean, how many votes do you think that this could possibly cost the president in Ohio, and could it decide the state?
Well, it could decide the state, especially in southeastern Ohio, where coal mining is important. Look, the state of West Virginia, in a primary, 40% voted for a convict. Over, compared to President Obama, because of the war on coal, I believe. And you also have Virginia and Pennsylvania still involved with coal. So this could be a big issue, but there's no doubt EPA's war on coal is forcing these utilities to close. Every time utility closes, that's the utility workers that are getting thrown out, and there's nowhere to ship the coal because they're not buying it.
Okay, I don't know. I hear you.
When I have
people on, they say natural gas, so we got to have both sides. So thank you so much for coming on. We appreciate it.